My name's McKillop. I'm from Glengormley, just outside of Belfast. I'm an athlete and I competed in 800 metres and 1500 metres. I first got interested in athletics when I was around the age of 10. My mum and my dad are former athletes, so my dad took me under his wing. After starting at the age of 10, I was just an able-bodied child competing against able-bodied children, but whenever I got told at the age of 15 that I could compete at a Paralympic level, I went down and competed in my first national cerebral palsy championships, and after that I was able to go and compete at European championships, world championships, and then in Beijing, and this year as well again in the world championships in New Zealand. I'm not scientifically all into what my disability is and how it affects me, but what I know is that it's called cerebral palsy. The full name is spastic cerebral palsy, so it affects one side of my body and not both. So it affects me on my right side of my body. The fine motor skills in my right hand and my right foot isn't as good as my left side, and that's basically all I know about it as well. But in terms of me as an athlete with a disability, the only way it affects me is when I get tired. Compared to able-bodied athletes, when they're stronger, they have both sides of the body to keep them going, but it's mostly my dominant side, which is the left side, that keeps me going. So I'm at a disadvantage of that, but it never never lets me down. I push on as hard as I can with the disability, and if that's not good enough on the day against able-bodied people, then fair enough. As my first Paralympic Games, it's always going to be a great achievement just to be going there. It was kind of a culture shock when I got there as well, but not as much as I thought it was going to be, because in 2007 the Irish Paralympic team actually went out and looked at the facilities, kind of stayed in and around Beijing, got used to the weather. So it wasn't kind of a massive shock, but whenever you're put into an athlete's village that I had never been in, which was absolutely huge, it's this near half the size of Belfast, and this is just for athletes, and it's kind of scary to think that it's just full of athletes. So being there and kind of seeing all different disabilities that I had never seen before was kind of a big shock, and then being only 18 years of age and expecting to go out there and win a gold medal as well was kind of a big shock, and the pressure on my shoulders to come home with a gold. But in a way, competing from the age of 15 at a high level, competing at European championships and world championships, and going to Beijing as a former world record holder and world champion from 2006, it kind of made me feel confident in myself, and basically what I had to go and do was compete to my best ability, and if I did that on the day, that me personally, I thought that would be good enough to win the gold medal, which it was. After I came across the line and I'd finished it, it was just a kind of a huge weight off my shoulders, and I was able to kind of celebrate in a way that I had never done before, because the whole pressure was up to the Paralympic Games, and after achieving at the Paralympic Games, there's no further achievement to have as a Paralympic athlete. So I've been there, I've done it, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to stop. After competing in Beijing, I've just recently came back from Christchurch competing in the World Championships, where I broke 2 world records and won 2 world titles. I have my main family, my relatives, and then I have a bigger family, which is the likes of Sinai, the people that help me get to where I am on the starting line, like my strength and conditioning coaches, my physios, and then I have the Irish Sports Council who are funding me as well. They're a part of my family, my team, so I wouldn't be sitting here doing this interview talking about my achievements if it wasn't for all them people. So I just want to say thank you to them.